I was so happy to get back on El Toro. It's definitely the best ride here.
Ooh, I think it's not that definitely. We're in a road trip to ride roller coasters at 23 theme parks across North America. In the last video we were in Six Flags New England, and today we're starting with a half day at Six Flags Great Adventure followed by a half day at Dorney Park. Let's go!
And we've got the world's tallest roller coaster just behind us. Can't wait.
We're actually supposed to go to Six Flags Great Escape, but we changed our plans. They're building Bobcat, the new coaster, but it's not gonna be ready for this tour, so we decided to change things and just come to Great Adventure. Ironically, Bobcat opened on the exact same day we were planning to go there. At that point, we got really annoyed for missing the chance to be there at opening day, but now we're super happy with our change of plans. After all, the opening of Bobcat was not the only thing Six Flags forgot to announce in advance. I'll get to that later, but I'm pretty sure you already know what I'm talking about.
So we came here about 3 times last year, but El Toro was down all 3 times. Now it's open today. 15 years ago since I last rode El Toro. So.
I never been on El Toro. It's like one of my bucket list coasters since ever. So we thought it would be worth to come here. It was. We're here for gates open. We're gonna go straight to El Toro with our priority today. But obviously Kingda Ka deserves a rewrite as well. Yes, it did.
We can see the boomerang. So good on a new Tacoma boomerang. It's looking amazing. Next generation model. Oh, I can't wait for them to open that. Another reason to come back to this park.
It's right by the entrance. You can see where you're entering the park.
Been to another DC character like most rides are here.
In a completely different area of the other DC rides, like always. Welcome to Six Flags.
They got this new sign out front with a giant lion.
Yay, that's new, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was trying to remember that. What's up with the lion?
Random lion. It's their 50-year anniversary this year. So they've got a few 50 things all over the park.
I do like merchandise on this park. Not that one.
Oh no, who didn't close today? It's their Tacoma Madhouse. Look, I really wanted to go on this one. I don't like Tacoma Madhouses, but I wanted to go on that one.
I do like Tacoma Madhouse. You don't usually see them on a Six Flags park. Here on the US, they don't have much, so it's kind of become unique. Everyone should do at least one Tacoma Madhouse to experience, because I think it's so much different than any other ride.
They have quite a lot of characters here. It adds to the atmosphere, I think it's really cool. Oh, there's a wooden coaster by Intamin. This is an Intamin prefab coaster, which means they built it in the factory, then shipped it over piece by piece. Normally you build a wooden coaster on site and you make it on site, but no, this was built in the factory and shipped over. Now the prefabs are notorious at just breaking at the moment, and they've all had to be completely replaced.
There's only 4 of them in the world, and this is going to be the 3rd one that I'm doing.
And this is the best one. We did Colossus at Hyde Park, which had to be shut for a few years. They had to retrack that completely. We've done Boulder at Leesburg, which also was shut for a couple of years when it had to be completely retracked. And this has had a lot of issues over the last sort of 4 or 5 years as well. It's back open, hopefully running well. Can't wait to get on it. The other one, which we haven't done, is T-Express in Korea. That has had some issues as well, and RMC are retracking that. So that's quite unique. It's going, people are screaming on it.
Like all Six Flags Park, there are some rides that you're not allowed to go with your bags. So we need to rent a locker. We're just gonna rent a locker for the day, and we're gonna leave our stuff.
$10 this one.
Oh, is it 10? So yesterday on New England was $5 a day. So it's annoying, like how much money you ended up spending on lockers. So you are allowed to bring your Six Flags cup and leave it on the station, but the bags needs to go on a locker. We were enjoying this first hour of the park open to do El Toro and Kingda Ka.
So you got front row and you got back car on El Toro. Your first ride?
Oh, it's amazing. I understand why everyone talks so much about this coaster. I like to ride more before I start ranking, but with the experiences that I had here, I would put this as my favorite wooden coaster.
Yeah, it's still my #1 wooden coaster. I mean, the thing was riding phenomenal. We rode it in the front and it was amazing, and we rode it in the back and it was even better.
Exactly.
It was so good on the back.
It's so smooth on the front, but still it's not like slow or boring smooth. I was still impressed with how fast and how well it was riding on the front, although it was really smooth. Then we went on the back, and back row is just crazy.
Oh,
like,
it's out
just
of this world.
violent, and it's amazing.
I love it, absolutely love it. It's still the best roller coaster for me by a long way,
Yeah. Then Kingda Ka is amazing as well. Kingda Ka is just incredible. The launch is ridiculous how good it is, and this was my favorite ride on Kingda Ka that I ever had. It was so good.
Yeah, it's running so well.
Yeah, so well. The top hat is amazing. Even the last part of the ride that is just like giving you back to the station was so good. We queued for the front row on Kingda Ka as well. I feel like Kingda Ka is really definitely a front row ride. So different the experience that you have when you go in any other row than when you go on front row. I think it really deserves to wait a little bit more for front row. After the 2024 season ended, Six Flags announced the permanent closure of Kingda Ka. The park stated that its removal will make way for a multi-record-breaking launch coaster set to open in 2026. Along with Kingda Ka, 5 other rides were also announced for closure to make room for future attractions. Known as the king of coasters, it's hard to imagine anything that could surpass Kingda Ka, unless they build a 600-foot replica. Let us know if there's any coaster you can think of that would be a good replacement. Yeah, we just opened Primo's Pizzeria because we're gonna use our dining plan that we have 2 meals a day. We just got a quick thing now to eat it on the next queue, then we're gonna have lunch after. So today we're gonna eat really well because we have 2 meals here from Six Flags and then another 2 meals from the Cedar Fair dining plan on Dorney Park.
You're not going to be starving today.
About operations so far, I thought they were pretty good. El Toro is running with 2 trains. Kingda Ka is running with 3. Although the park was really quiet in the morning, they were still rushing to dispatch the trains really quick. By the time we were on El Toro, it was really quiet still, and they were inviting us to find an empty seat on the train and just re-ride, which I think is great. I love when parks do that. They were not stapling us, which is amazing. Now we're going to Skull Mountain, which is the indoor coaster, because I still haven't done that. It's the last credit that I have on this park, but I actually want to do it to see how it is. So here you have the Joker, which is the 4D free spin SNS coaster. It's like we were saying yesterday on New England. It's a good coaster. If you haven't never done one of these, it's worth doing. But it's a clone of all the others that they have in a lot of Six Flags parks.
So next to it you've got Harley Quinn Junior coaster, so it's another Sierra model. They're alright, they're quite good capacities because they're very long trains.
Here they have a spinning flat ride. I like the teaming here. It's like it's cool in the middle, holding all the train. Here is our ultimate favorite restaurant from Six Flags in general, the Chopsticks. Although this one I didn't really like. We had it last time.
Yeah, it's closed as well.
Yeah, it's always closed. It's always closed. The one time that it was open, we actually didn't really like it. Oh, so it's Skull Mountain. It's open.
No loose articles, so we've got to go back to the lockers.
Yeah, it's there playing the old Six Flags. They actually have a band there. I want to see that. This is like the old Six Flags advertisement with the bus. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's all live.
Yeah, it's live. It's like with a band.
Something.
We hope you enjoy the rest of your day at Six Flags Great Adventure.
Oh no, they had just finished it. Oh well, it was cool. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna do this Skull Mountain now. I always love indoor attractions, indoor coasters. I'm not expecting much because it's a Six Flags park. I know how much they invest on teaming, but I'm still intrigued. I still want to see how it is inside, especially because every time I come here, it's closed. So it's kind of building up a little bit my anticipation. At least it's a cool building from the outside. Right, I said I was gonna remember that this is a Six Flags teaming, so I wouldn't get disappointed. How did I ended up disappointed? I'm pretty sure this is the worst indoor coaster I have ever been on, based on teaming. That's bad.
I'll tell you what, The whole layout isn't dreadful. And if it was an outdoor coaster,
the coaster is alright.
it would suit being outdoors.
Yeah,
It
this
really
is
would.
like a coaster made by Intami. It's fine, the coaster, but the
About
problem
30
is
years old, something like that, 28 years old.
the building outside looks good. So it's like this cold, teamy. Inside, first, it's really cheap. There's all these pieces of fabric blocking the light.
It's like a tin shed that's a little bit black.
Disco lights, neon lights, disco music on a skull teaming. And then on the brake run, there's like a statue of a skull that is like nothing have to do with anything. It's completely light indoors, so you can see the whole thing. So it kind of loses the point of being an indoor. I don't know, I feel like it's just really weird.
We are by Nitro and we're near Jersey Devil. I really don't like Nitro.
Nitro is a B&M Hyper. In my opinion, is one of the weaker ones.
Yeah, same. And I keep going on it, hoping that it gets better, and it never does.
There is also the Batman coaster, which is the B&M Import. But we're gonna do Jersey Devil, the RMC single rail. Among the three of them, it's the one that is my favorite. We're not doing Nitro or Jersey Devil. Just
Jersey
because
Devil is one train up on a single rail. U is massive, and it's a one train on a single rail. That's mad. No.
It's gonna be like over an hour and a half. Nitro, the queue is moving a little bit, but it's still a big queue.
Nitro or El Toro or Kingda Ka.
Yeah, that's the thing. So today is kind of like yesterday if you watched the vlog from New England. We have been on the park before. We've done everything. Today is kind of like a cheeky bonus that we're spending a couple of hours in the park. So we're gonna prioritize doing the best rides here.
El Toro, that was.
El Toro or Kingda Ka. We just have like a couple of hours left. So we're just gonna rewrite them.
Super Boomerang.
Oh yes, you can have better views of the boomerang from here. I'm really excited for that. Looks really good. By the entrance of the park, there are more DC themed coasters. There is the Superman, which is the flying coaster. The Superman is the clone from Six Flags Over Georgia, and there is the stand-up coaster.
So the stand-up coaster came from Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom, which we're going later on in a couple of weeks, but it's now just Kentucky Kingdom. So when Six Flags lost it, they moved over the stand-up coaster, which is called Chang, over to here, and they got in a lot of trouble from that as well. They were not allowed to move it over, but they did. They took it out of the park without the local government allowing them to.
Green Lantern was one of the 5 other rides that closed permanently along with Kingda Ka. Here is ridiculously expensive. So it's $15 for 1 cup of beer. Here they have this wall telling about the story of the park.
I got that credit. Great American Spring Machine.
We always say how much we like seeing parts of the history on the park. I think it's really cool. Then you can come here and see all the old rides if you have been on them, like Marcus just did. It's nostalgic to see and be like, I've been here, I rode this before they shut. If you haven't, it's cool to see it and get to know what the park had before you visit the park. So I think it's really cool. Here on Great Adventure, they have another experience that you can do. That is the safari. That is kind of like a separate gate to the park. When you're driving to Great Adventure, first you have the water park entrance, Hurricane Harbor. Then you have the safari right next to Great Adventure. When you're doing El Toro, like on the lift hill, you can see the safari. So it's like these big safari cars that you can go. I mean, particularly, I prefer to go on El Toro. Although there is the safari that is outside the park, here you have the wild walkway. It's just like another path that leads to Kingda Ka, but then you can see a lot of animals on the way.
See lion going on there?
Yeah. There's
leopard,
like
cheetah.
Zumanjaro, the drop tower is
Close.
for the season. And now it's closed forever. Which is pretty sad. Usually I skip drop towers if we're like in a rush in a park because you can go on more than one that is kind of like the same this one is a ride that I would prioritize to do today. It's
Yeah,
really good.
It goes right up the side of the structure of Kingda Ka. You can get a dueling ride now, which is great, with Kingda Ka going up the side of you. But it's so like
It's janky.
janky
It's
going up, isn't
janky.
it?
It starts shaking when it approaches the top. It's really high. I like the restraints. You feel so free on the restraints.
Overlooking the whole of the park and the launch section of Kingda Ka. It's great. It's a really good
great
one.
drop tower. It's a shame that it's not open. So anyway, we're doing Kingda Ka again. Definitely a better ride than Nitro or Jersey Devil. It was really 5 minutes.
Advertised wait time was 5 minutes, and it was 5 minutes.
I really like the buildings that they have on this area, all this theming here on the area of Kingda Ka, and with the animals that were passing here, and obviously with El Toro on the other side. It just looks so iconic. So here where we are right now is my favorite background ever on a theme park.
I mean, it looks amazing, doesn't it?
I love it. So you have this lake here with El Toro and Kingda Ka and the mine train, and I think this is just like so nice. It looks incredible.
Yeah, it really does.
The view of the coaster, sometimes all of them going at the same time is just incredible. Here there is the mine train. There is a log from over there, which I think looks really nice with this big wheel here as well.
And then right down the end you have the Safari and also the B&M Flawless Medusa. Medusa's a very loud Flawless coaster.
The noise is amazing. It's like the old B&M roar. You can hear from here. It's like in the dead end of the park, and the coaster itself is pretty forgettable.
It's a B&M Flawless, it is what it is, it's okay.
Yeah, it's not
Bit
a
of fun
bad
and that's about
ride,
it.
but I wouldn't prioritize that as well if I had to choose. But it is worth doing.
In case we haven't mentioned it, we quite like El Toro and Kingda Ka. So,
So we're going to El Toro now again. This park has a lot of flat rides that are closed. So we mentioned Houdini, the Madhouse, now Log Flume, the Giant Pendulum, Battle for Metropolis, which is the dark ride, Timid as DC, the Drop Tower, the Top Spin is also closed. The Top Spin also closed permanently. I'm gonna start making a move because we do need to go to Dorney Park today. Our review of spending half a day on this park. Yesterday we were on New England for half a day as well. We were saying that it's completely possible to do the park in half a day if we need to. That's not the case on this park.
yeah,
Great
if you've not been here
Adventure
before, definitely not.
is so big, and there's so much to do. Yesterday on New England, at least we walked the whole park, we saw everything. Here, there are some parts of the park that we haven't even been on. They have a lot of rides, but everything is also very spread out. It's a very big park. It deserves a whole day here, or even more than that, depending on how busy it is and if you have fast pass or not.
Again, we only did the half a day here because we came here 3 times last year, and this is our cheeky little bonus visit.
But if you haven't been here before, a lot of the rides that we skipped today, they are very worth doing. So make sure to come here for a whole day and just do everything. Even with rewrites, I would love to rewrite a lot of stuff. So if we have more time, I would be happy to stay here for a whole day. Even if it would be like the 4th visit, I would be happy to rewrite a lot of other stuff. But for us, our priority now is go to Dorney Park because we really want to do Iron Menace.
I was so happy to get back on El Toro. It's definitely the best ride here.
Ooh, I think it's not that definitely. Well, unfortunately it is now. But let us know which one do you think was the best ride in Great Adventure, El Toro or Kingda Ka? Later this year, we will be back for a full day, so stay tuned for a later vlog when we will show everything Great Adventure has to offer and how it's gonna feel to be back after Kingda Ka is gone. But now we need to continue our drive to Dorney Park. Make sure to subscribe to check that vlog next.